Once upon a time, there lived a sweet little girl who loved to visit her grandmother. And her grandmother gave her a special present, a wool cape, and it was her favorite color, a wonderful cherry red. The girl loved the cape so much that she wore it everywhere, and everyone started calling her Little Red Riding Hood. One day, Little Red Riding Hood's mother said her grandmother wasn't feeling well, so she told her to go pay her grandmother a visit. But be sure to stay on the path through the woods. Little Red said, I promise I'll stay on the path.
I promise I'll stay on the path.
So Little Red Riding Hood packed a basket with her grandma's favorite foods, and off she went. She skipped along the winding path through the woods, being very careful to stay on the path. But after a while, Joshua, go ahead and walk onto the carpet. She met a wolf. Wolf said, hello, little girl. And Little Red said, hello.
Hello.
The wolf said, where are you going this fine day?
Where are you going?
And Little Red said, I'm visiting my grandmother.
I'm visiting my grandmother.
And the wolf said, and where does your grandmother live?
What do you
Stop it
Down
whistling.
that path.
Sorry, one more time. The wolf said, and where does your grandmother live?
What do you live?
Down that path.
Perfect. So a grin came over the wolf's face. He knew that if he ran up the hill, he could get to the grandma's house first. So he said, look at all the pretty flowers growing.
Look at the pretty flowers growing.
Why don't you pick some flowers for your grandmother?
I want to pick the flowers for grandma.
And Little Red said, good idea.
Good idea.
The prettiest flowers were far from the path, but Little Red thought maybe it'd be okay to leave the path just this once. So she turned to pick some flowers. As soon as she started picking the flowers, the wolf ran to the grandmother's house. The door was unlocked, and he found the grandmother sleeping. She woke up, saw the wolf, and called for help.
Help, help.
Shh, it's a wolf.
It's a wolf.
But the wolf pushed her into a closet and locked the door. Yeah, just go to that other chair. That's fine. That could be the closet. Shh. And the wolf said, be quiet or I'll gobble you up.
I'd be quiet. I think you go.
Gobble you up.
Gobble you up.
The wolf put on the grandmother's clothes and dressed like the grandmother and got into the bed disguised as the grandmother. Then Little Red Riding Hood got to the cottage and knocked on the door. Saya, sit in the chair. The wolf said, come in, my dear. Shh. Little Red said, Grandma, what big ears you have.
Grandma, what big ears you have.
I can hear you better.
And now eyes.
What big eyes you have.
I can see you better.
And then teeth.
What big teeth you have.
The wolf sprang out of bed and tried to grab Little Red, but she leapt out of the way. The wolf tumbled out of the window and down the hill, and he was never seen again.
Yes.
Little Red opened the closet to free her grandmother. Little Red said, Mother, it said you were sick.
Mother said you were sick.
I brought you lunch,
I brought you.
but I left the path to pick some flowers.
I left the path to pick the flowers.
Grandma, you say, well, I think you learned your lesson.
Well, I think you learned your lesson.
Don't stray from the path.
Don't stray from the path.
And Little Red and her grandmother sat down and enjoyed their lunch. The end.
I'm going to wear
All right, let's give them a round of applause.